Yo, how's everybody doing tonight? My name is Kimani. I belong to the community from Kirinyaga community. Tonight I thought it's time for us to talk about our culture. Playing chess brought me to this podcast today and vlog. Let's talk about ourselves. We're gonna have a good time, you know?
Alright guys, welcome back again to our YouTube channel, and today it's an exciting day or night wherever you're watching us from. Today I'm not alone. I have someone with me. We're going to be talking about, if you're an African out there and far away from home, we're going to reconnect you back home. In the time you grew up, the time we grew up, your kids, and we're going to try to find a way to make this blending. And I have someone whom do I think is the only right person I can talk to about this. Mr. Kimani.
Hey buddy.
Nice to have you, Mr. Kimani.
Thank you for having me.
I love your knowledge about African culture.
Yeah.
And today we are going to deep in African culture. Where we grew up from, you guys in the family, how you grew up with your parents and your brothers, and now relating with your time and your kids' time. We're going to try to fuse it and see who is right, who is wrong, and if there's anyone wrong, how can we blend it in so that everything goes smoothly. This guy I have today is Kimani. His name is George Kimani.
Yeah.
And is I'll give him a moment to introduce himself, but I want to say a few things that I know about him. He's so much into an African man. You see his hat? He never leaves his hat. But
yeah, I'm a country boy.
You can say that again. But again, he's a man who if you bring up anything, if it's from Africa, he will have something to say. So I thought, with you people, you might be of a different nationality, and you would want to know of what is this Africa. You might see just black people, and by the way, Africa is not just black people, there are white people in Africa. True. So we want to let you know, we want to welcome you in our culture. We want to give you a small hint of who we are, how we grew up, and for you who are Africans, where did we go wrong? Where are our kids going wrong? So, Mr. Kimani,
how's everybody doing? Like he said, I'm Kimani. I'm from Kenya. I grew up in in different parts of Kenya. I grew up in the village. I grew up in the city, and I'm a fun-loving person. So you're gonna have a good time. And I'm glad to have met a friend of mine who I've known for some time. And it's been a privilege talking to this gentleman because we realize just how much we're connected. There is so much to be discussed in this conversation, and we're gonna have a good time, man.
So, Mr. Kimani, as you were saying, the time you grew up, the culture you grew up in, just let me know a little bit about that. How different, I just want to know how different is it from mine? We're Africans on the neighborhood. I'm from Uganda, you're from Kenya. It's not that far, but I want to relate how much far in culture way were you? Or how close? What similarities do we have? Run me through your life.
Wow, that's a huge ass question because I'm gonna answer it in segments. You know, I grew up in a time when I happened to grow up in a time when my uncles were introduced the likes of Madilu system to the likes of Oliver Mtukudzi. You know, those were legends. You know, and my uncles were a little bit older than me. So I used to ape everything my uncles would do. like the kind of music they would play. I even to this very moment, I remember my uncle used to have a t-shirt written, I love a city called Mallorca.
Okay.
I never used to call it Mallorca. I used to call it Mallorca because
you didn't know how to read that.
I didn't know how to pronounce this stuff, right?
Yeah.
So what happened at that moment was that I grew up in an environment where people were excited about a certain kind of culture, and the moment I was around 8 to around 16.
Yeah.
I was not actually 8, 7 to around 18. I used to stay at my grandmother's place. At my grandmother's place, my culture was very much. It was so much to do with rumba. I'm talking about musically.
Yeah.
Rumba and lingala. Lingala was a thing, man. And I remember even the time, my best friend, his name is Brian Sagide. Brian, wherever you are, man, if you can get my number, call me, man. So the kind of music they used to listen to, that's the kind of music that define the kind of life that I used to live. You know?
Let me cut you short,
Yeah.
Mr. Kimani.
Yeah.
I know you are a music person. Every time we talk, you never fail to bring up music.
I love music.
But yeah, you love music. I love music. But now I want you to relate with me and our viewers.
Yeah.
Apart from music, the way you grew up and the way our kids are grew up. You have cousins.
I do have cousins.
We talked in depth, and you don't have kids yet. Is that right?
It's Father's Day. It's Father's Day. I don't want to say Happy Father's Day to myself.
Okay, because you're not a father yet.
Unless I say happy advance Father's Day to
You
myself.
can say Father's Day to me.
Okay, Happy Father's Day to
Okay.
you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Happy Father's Day to
Okay.
you.
So now I want you to relate the time you grew up with with the time your cousins or people, or you have kids in your family,
I
right?
do have.
That you look up to and
And
you
I
want
love
them
them.
to be. So I want you to relate that time with our time that we grew up with. What's the difference?
First of all,
Which one is better?
I just want to say this to my nephews and nieces. They're really great people to me. They really mean a lot to me. And they've given me a platform to think about the past and the present. I'm telling you. Now I'll tell you about our times. I was brought up by my grandmother, and my grandmother brought us up as we were a lot of cousins together, right? So I get to see my nephews and nieces, and the kind of things they enjoy is completely different from the kind of things we enjoy. And I don't want to be the kind of human being that goes around talking ill about the kind of life they're living.
Yeah.
But for us, I'm gonna tell you the things we enjoyed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you the things we enjoyed, and there are chances that you're gonna love the things we enjoyed. We had rumba. We had really good times with the nature. You remember the games
With
we
the
used to play
farms.
with the farms,
We have
right?
to go to the farms
And
and
I used to
dig.
go to the farms, and and I remember, we used to go to the farm, and my grandmother would say, like, you've got to do this much for you to get this. Like, during Christmas, my grandmother would tell us, like, you've got to get this much. After harvest, collect the maize. She would tell us, like, you guys go back to the farm, collect the remains. The remains is yours, and we're gonna buy you the Christmas, man. I remember one time
You had to do a lot to make the Christmas
I'm
come
telling you,
up.
one time my grandmother, we collected, and she told us, you know what, deuces. You know what's deuces?
No, I
It was nice to see you guys.
So you didn't get
We
Christmas?
didn't get the money. My grandmother disappeared, but I love that woman. She bought me. We call them DH. DH is equivalent to Converse. You know the white Converse?
Yes.
The white Converse?
Yeah, those shoes you need to.
It was
you
that
have to
good.
look up to the.
My grandmother got the Converse. I cried. I said, "What the heck?" I'll tell you one thing, bro.
F words. Okay.
I'll tell you something. My grandmother got us a DH. When I went to play football, bro, we didn't have the goalpost, so I had to put the DH. When the game was over, I forgot that I had the shoes, so somebody took my shoes. Bro, I cried for 2 weeks. But
About the gifts you were expecting, about the grandma that you never got for Christmas. Man, that reminds me. We used to work so much for the gifts we used to get back home.
yeah,
That back in the days.
that applies.
And the way you said it, it's like you used to work the same kind of. You had to put in effort to get the same kind of gifts. Now tell me about your cousins. When it comes to Christmas or birthdays, how is the relation between the time of you have to work so much for the birthday gift or Christmas gift and now?
Wow. Now, see, during our time, see, I'm seeing my nephews and nieces, birthday means something to them. At our time, I don't even remembering my birthday. You get it?
Yes.
I don't even remembering my birthday.
Yeah, yes,
And
that happens.
Our time, man. I think the thing that we used to remember most, it used to be the government celebrations, like
yes.
the
Public holidays.
Public holidays. You call them public holidays.
Yes.
Yeah, I forgot these things. You see, like for us, it's like Mzee Jomo Kenyatta celebrations, Moi celebration.
Yes.
Christmas, definitely you can't forget Christmas, right?
Yes.
But I'm telling you, for my nieces and nephews, these things mean so much to them. They will question you,
Yeah,
why didn't you
do.
wish me happy birthday or something?
I agree with you, man.
You know, generations have changed, and I'm telling you, man, it's time, and we change with time. But I don't want to pull anybody to my conviction. But the way I'm gonna talk about my history. At our time, it used to be like Christmas. We used to look forward. Those are the celebrations we used to look forward to. There were two celebrations that we used to look forward to. For Kenyans, it used to be 12th of December.
Is that your...
What is 12th of December? It used to be, I can't really remember. It used to mean something. And for sure it used to mean something because I
as kids, you used to look
we
up
used
to
to
that.
look forward to that because I knew my uncles would come to the village and would celebrate.
Yeah.
Because my grandmother used to say, hey, your uncles, they are coming to the village. They send the letters because phones were... My grandmother is still attached to the old school. So she would say, even if it's a call, she would say, they send the letters. We got to celebrate something on 12th, right?
Yes.
And my uncles knew that 12th is something that need to be celebrated. 12th would celebrate and we would have new clothes, right?
Yes.
New clothes, and we would compare ourselves like, you know, I've got like it. I think we used to call it Jamhuri. Jamhuri. Man, how did I even forget that? Jamhuri. And Jamhuri would dress new clothes. I remember there's a time I dressed.
What is Jamhuri? Is it like a Christmas,
Jamhuri,
Independence Day? Or is it political or social function?
It is Independence Day.
Okay.
Jamhuri was Independence Day, and this is a day that everybody would come out and say like, wow. But for us as kids,
it was something.
It used to mean the day that you got to come out with new clothes. Like, you know what, my guy, have new shoes. My guy, have new trousers. And I remember, this is gonna sound crazy, but used to dress on 50 Cent attire. Like, you know, if you, man, I'm telling you, if you ain't dressing on 50 Cent attire, like anything that has to do with 50 Cent, you're not happening. Like, you're not connected to what's happening. You get it? So we used to dress on that. And I remember the time I used to dress on 500. We used to call it 500 because 50 cents, right? We used to dress on 50 cents. And when people see you dress on 50 cents, and you know what used to be the shoes? Hansen. Bro, if you're dressed on Hansen, I remember those shoes were boxed.
Yeah.
If you're dressed on those,
I remember those.
Guys would say, hi, what's up? And
you don't get the chicks.
The chicks would look at you like, whoa, this nigga.
And now that you brought up music about 50 Cent and something, is that the kind of music you guys... Because I remember myself, during my time, my uncles and my aunties, the kind of music we used to roll with, African style, was the kind of Oliver Ngoma, and Awilo Longomba in the Congolese, and Brenda Fassi's in the South, and those are things that I still cherish
to this moment.
You playing 50 Cent and someone plays Oliver Ngoma, I will just run to that side.
I'll tell you something, bro. I had conflict. I would say, me personally, I had conflict of the kind of music I would relate to. I used to love Brenda Fassie. I used to love the likes of Pamela Ngata. Pamela Ngata, bro, she was a South African, yeah? And she would play some kind of music, and I would see these kind of videos that I had never seen in my country, right? And then there came the South African, or the like of Victor, Dr. Victor.
Yes.
The dum 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 dum, and I would say, wow, this is something that I've never listened. Our people producing, right? Mm-hmm. I would relate to this kind of music, and my friends would relate to this as well. And this the kind of music would never even understand the words, but we would sing along, zam 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 zam, yeah, nah, nah, and we never knew the words, right? Then it came 50 Cent. The fact that we have studied in the English curriculum, right? I would understand, like, okay, it's your birthday, we're gonna party, like that came a little bit later on. Mm-hmm. But a few years ago, the kind of music we used to celebrate used to be like Awilo Longomba, cash.
Yes.
You know,
yeah,
you get that kind of music.
Yes.
You remember that stuff,
yes,
right?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
And I'll cut him short. I have DJ DevTech in the back.
Yeah.
I've been graced this evening by two major personalities. DJ DevTech, I'll put the link in the description below. If you're from Kenya, this guy is a renowned DJ. He has before he moved from Kenya to relocate to another country, he had done a lot of this DJing, a lot of stuff like that. So he has a full mobile disco system you will never believe. Yeah. And I'll put the link in the description below. You can contact him if you're from Kenya, you have these birthday parties and you have a big function, regardless of how big it is. He has the system. I'm telling you, he has people he has trained. I've listened to their mixing and it's crazy. So he's in the background, he's dropping these hits, and you will see. Now that he's talking about music, he keeps on dropping this music. So I'll go on with him. You will relate. Yes.
But I'm telling you, bro, for us, those were the best times. I have my nieces and nephews, like I said before. The kind of music they're listening to, I kind of listen to, and I'm like, I kind of feel like they're not getting the vibe, What do I mean by they're not getting the vibe? I'm gonna, DJ is gonna play something, and we're gonna relate to this. Lusa, Oliver Ngoma is someone that we never understood what he used to say.
Oliver Ngoma is somewhere from Central or South Africa.
The fact that we don't, but the fact that we don't even know him, and we relate to the kind of music, it's crazy, man.
It's crazy. Yes, I was still listening attentively when you were talking about the culture and the music and all that. I understand you are so much of a music guy. The long time that I've known you, you've been so much. We talk 1, 2, 3, and the music comes in. But for now, I just want to drift you slightly to the way you grew up. I think I brought this up a little bit earlier, and I wanted to pick your mind about the way we grew up and the way our kids are growing up. There's so much of a difference. Should we blame the technology or should we applaud our parents? Where should we put the credit and the blame?
Wow. I would want to think that our kids are very lucky to be able to, like, everything that you think about, they can be able to browse.
On their fingertips, yes.
The fingertips.
Mm-hmm.
Our kids do understand more than we do understand when it comes to technology.
Yes.
Right? That I feel like we should not be the people to argue, but we should be the people to question, okay, are they right or are they wrong? The point is, I talk to my nephews sometimes about topics, and you really see them talking about so much. They have so much understanding of things from different perspectives because they have internet. There's someone from America, someone from Britain, Great Britain, talking about certain point, and they have so much understanding of a certain point from different perspective. Are we wrong? Does it mean that we're wrong? Question.
Maybe no, but in the same way, are they right? Because we grew up in a certain way, and I cherish the culture that I grew up in, the values and discipline. We have this saying, I don't know if you guys in Kenya have it. It takes the whole village to raise a kid.
All right.
Does it do the same thing today, or it takes up the whole internet, Google and YouTube to raise a kid? Because you can never find something. I don't know about you people and your kids, but these days it's a crime to discipline a kid. A kid can go to the police to report you for spanking him for doing something wrong. That is nothing compared to the time when a neighbor finds you doing something wrong on the road. He will lie you down, spank you, give you strokes, I don't know how many, and you even you will not even mention it to your father, because the moment you do and he asks you the reason, he will start from the top.
Oh yeah.
That never happens these days. Is that a good thing, or is that a bad thing?
I'm gonna try to answer that. I'm thinking that for us, that was the option at that time. What about the kids now, when they can okay, for instance, you tell a kid you're wrong for saying this or saying that. These kids can go to the internet and research, okay, I was wrong for saying this and saying that. What I'm trying to think is, our solution at that moment was, we used to refer to the communities that was around us.
Okay.
But these kids, they're referring to what people are doing globally.
Is it helping?
It's helping in one way, and in the other way, it's hurting the culture that you have grown,
that you were brought
up in. I will tell you, for instance, for us, me personally, I've been disciplined by the community. We call them chief.
The same way I was disciplined.
Yeah, I've been disciplined by the chief.
Yes.
The chief disciplined me, and it at some point I never felt like, oh man, this is wrong, because I knew I belonged to the community.
Yes.
But my kids or my nephews, my nieces, they feel like, wow,
I've been mistreated.
I've been mistreated.
I'm being harassed.
Yeah, and I'll tell you something. I don't want to blame them. Bro, things are changing. We got to change with ever-changing times. And these kids are relating to kids abroad and kids from other cultures. You get it? Kids from other places are like, you can't punish me for this, because these are how things are. Their rules are based on globally, how things are based on globally. We used to belong to a certain community. Every rule that anything that we used to do was inscribed in the community that we belong to. Now things have changed. These kids belong to the global community.
Yes.
You can really inscribe them to this global. You can really inscribe them to the local community.
Yes.
When what they're watching they're watching things to do with America. They're watching things in Denmark. They're watching things in Argentina, bro. These kids have watched things from different perspectives. So,
yeah. Well, our viewers, I don't know how you guys relate with your kids and the way your culture used to be and the way it has transformed now. But as us African people, for you Africans, you might know really what I'm talking about, but for the other nationalities who are trying to get to know us, we used to have a different kind of culture that the whole community was your parent.
yeah.
I don't know about you. Now it's something different. You discipline someone. I don't know if it happens in your in your culture, but to us, you can't spank a kid anymore the way we used to.
The point is, times change. Times change. And you got to change with the ever changing times. The times have changed. And I'm telling you, times have really changed. For these things, the things they're exposed to are not the things that you are exposed to. You bought your kid a phone, right? When was the first time your kid had a phone? What was the age that your kid had a phone?
Man, I think my daughter, 8?
8 and your kid had a phone, right? What I'm trying to say is, your kid is exposed to the way other kids are living in other places, right? They understand that kids should not be spanked. It's about conversation. It's not, if it's not about conversation, it's about, okay, the other options, right?
Yeah.
But what I'm telling you, it's as simple as it.
Well, man, it's actually
violence. For them, they consider spanking as violence.
Yeah.
As simple
Violating
as
their
that.
human rights.
First, I'll tell you something, brother. Let's think about this. Whenever I used to be spanked, I never thought of it as violence. I thought of it as, okay,
disciplining.
I was
wrong.
So
I deserve
I got
this.
to be put straight, like, oh, you're wrong. You got to be straight, right?
Yes.
But then whenever you spank them, you're wrong. It's as simple as that.
So now, to cut you short, is it us to adjust as parents? We grow up in a village setup of system that we need to adjust to the technology, or do we, as parents, and the kind of discipline that we have, that we hold as African parents, do we have to uphold this and instill it in our kids, or should we adjust our way that, no, you know what, that time is gone?
We used to play Bano, bro. Bano, I'll tell you something. I realized I was the most corrupt person, and I should never be in politics. I'm not trying to jinx my future, but I should never be in politics, because every time I used to be the guy winning, because I used to find ways to cheat. And I'll tell you how I used to do. Bro, I used to be a cheater. For example, we used to play football, right?
Yeah.
Like, you used to play one touch.
Yes.
The other guy's on the other end.
Yeah.
Another guy's on the other end, right?
Yes.
I loved football, because every time, bro, the ball, I used to hit the ball outside.
Yeah.
Just deliberately, so that whenever the guy's running towards that end, I'll make my goalpost smaller.
That's cheating. Yes. I hope you're not doing that anymore.
No, I'm not doing that
Now,
anymore.
talking of politics, do you mind take the yellow ones?
I'm 70 guy. See,
Yes, I'm
70.
I'm very passionate about
These
the
are
things.
Nerem.
So take
Museveni.
the yellow ones, I'll take the red ones.
Museveni, you better recognize that I'm in your party and you got to give me something.
So
But anyways,
yeah, I'll play red for no reasons. I'm not into politics, but for no reasons I'll play red
you've
card.
got 2 here, man, remaining. And I'm gonna tell you guys about that past.
Well, Mr. Kimani, we've heard so much about you, and I'm excited about the whole thing and what you shared with us. But I'll ask you personally, as an African man who grew up in the time that I grew up into, what do you enjoy most? What do you still relate to as of now?
I'm abroad, and if there's something that I really, really enjoy, it's music with my friends. I'm gonna request. You said you have a DJ around, right?
I have a Mr. DJ. DevTech is in the background.
I would
Yes.
really love our audience to enjoy the kind of music that we enjoy here. If you're ready for this, you're gonna enjoy this. You know, Oliver Mtukuzi, and you know.
Yeah, Oliver. Yes.
We got Brenda
If you're an African out there, I'm sure you
And
know Oliver Mtukuzi.
If you're a fan of Oliver Mtukuzi, we got a few music for you. Can you play Oyama? That song reminds me of the great times. I only came to understand this song when I got old. Good times are made of this.
Yeah, man.
Brother, there's so much to come. Hey, I'm glad.
I'm sure you guys out there, maybe we never grew up in the same countries and not in the same communities, but this is the kind of music you guys used to relate with when your uncles were playing it and your aunties, and And now this guy has brought it up, and it relates so much to me as well, even if I didn't grow up in his country. But listen to this.
It's crazy.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you something about this song. It's only that I grew up, when I became an adult, I realized, wow, this song is so much about the last one, talking about the the kid is trying to tell the mom, I'm coming home. And the mom, you know what the mom is saying? Is telling the kid, I'm coming home. And the mom is telling the kid, I'm coming back home. You come back home. You're my last one. Come and circle because you're the last one. Bro, how deep? How deep? Rest in peace, Oliver Mtukuzi. We love you, man.
Yeah,
we love.
Rest in peace.
Bro.
I never even knew the lyrics. I know I love the song.
Yeah.
I love the artist that Oliver Mtukuzi.
Yeah.
And it's not one song, two songs, a lot of songs that I love. Toddy, the hit.
Whoa.
Global hit. But
Toddy.
I never even know the lyrics, exact the meaning of these songs, but you just relate. Now you're telling me about this song, and now I'm trying to remember.
And I'm telling you something. Listen to the song, yeah? Okay. The guy is.
Do you want? Should we drop Toddy? What is this about Toddy? What do you know about Toddy?
Toddy is a sad song.
It's a sad song, yeah.
Toddy is a sad song. And I'm telling you.
I think it was about HIV or something like that.
It was about HIV. It was a time that HIV was killing each and every other youth in Africa. And I'm telling you, they used even to bring AIDS education in high school, in primary school. The moment, bro, they bring AIDS education in primary school, man, you're an innocent kid. All you know about is fun. Then these AIDS. But I'm telling you, bro, music has played a great role in our life, man.
Yeah.
But
But really, I think really on this I will agree with you.
Yeah.
When it comes to African culture, I think our parents, our grandfathers, and everyone, and then music. You're from Nairobi, from a totally different city, a different country, and I'm from Uganda. But when you play this music from the African continent, we speak the same as we say goodbye to our viewers. And if you guys have been watching us from the different continent and different African countries, I'm Peter, and please subscribe to our channel. And make sure you press on that notification button so you don't miss our upcoming videos. Every Monday we drop something new. Today I was honored to have Mr. KIMANI George, an expert in African culture. You can never go wrong with this guy. We will see you guys next time. I hope you enjoyed this. I had a good time. I hope you did. And Mr. KIMANI, I will thank you, man. Thanks you for coming in. I know it was on the last minute, and I had to. You just ran up and
I'm glad of all the songs you chose to play, Papa Lolo.
Yeah, I wish I could play more. But we'll see you next Monday, guys. Take care and God bless.